Hello and welcome back to the Celtic Files, everybody. Now, a few weeks ago someone with a German accent took over this channel, and I can promise you that this was not approved at all. And especially the conclusion of the video, and I mean placing the WTF 100 on top of the list, that really rubbed me the wrong way. And I am here to set the record straight. You see, the WT isn't OP at all, and I have found a game on whatreplays.com, which I think proves that point. So let's take a look. Alright. So we are on Kharkov, and we are watching Shifter 90 taking the WTE 100 into a city map. Normally, that's not the ideal environment for a TD, but with the WTE 100, it's a bit different. As it can't rely on its camo, even at longer ranges, city maps provide much better cover. There are plenty of walls, behind which the WT can be safe while reloading. Oh, and one more thing, before we get into the action, just keep an eye on the chat, guys. It's worth it. Right. Shifter 90 is just about loaded, and ready to dish out some damage. And he's off to a good start. He bags the Japanese Oho, and he still has 3 shells left. I should point out that Shifter uses the 12.8 centimeters cannon rather than the 15 centimeters, and that means he has 5 shells for each 55-second reload. Shifter decides to push forward. He seems to be going for the light weight on the right. The area ahead looks clear, so that is a calculated risk worth taking. The T-54 is in a world of trouble, but I am not sure if he is actually aware of that. He's probably aware of it now. Anyways, that was Shifter's second kill. 2 kills and 2k damage isn't a bad result for a clip. He took 1 hit from the T-54, but that's not too much to worry about. Shifter is now going through his reload, and is forced to watch on. Up here we saw a Jagdpanzer E-100, with a great player in command. That's definitely a threat to Shifter and his blast cannon. So I think he should be just about done with the reload, time to let that cannon sing. And look at him go. He seems to be going for that Jagdpanzer. And he found him. Waffle 3, Jagdpanzer 0. Great tracking shot there, keeping the Jagdpanzer in place, and a little fire to the rest. Side of the eye is 4. A bit unlucky with the first shot, he would have gotten a kill otherwise. Still, 4.8k damage with his second clip, that's not bad at all. In the chat we have the Jagdpanzer driver getting into an argument with one of the allies. It's the same old story, 2 Unicum players that died earlier on, go on about who the biggest moron is. Hey, but at least they provide some entertainment while Shifter is going through his reload cycle. The situation for the Allied team is far from great, they are trailing by 4 tanks. The enemy is controlling the northwestern flank, and are about to push southeast. Shifter can only watch as the situation unfolds. But very soon he'll be loaded again, and when that happens, it's showtime. And that time has come. Ten seconds later the enemies have lost 2 tanks, and Shifter has increased his damage to over 6k. Shifter would have loved to get that IS-4, but he got away a second time. These are the kinds of things that can come back later, to haunt you. And what's worse, he is reloading now, and for more than 50 seconds, he is unable to contribute. Which is especially bad for his platoon mate in the Jagdpanzer E-100, who was getting pressured hard by the enemy. And Shifter has an AMX-13 90 bearing down on him. Going forward is also not an option, because of the enemy WT-4. He is in a tricky situation. His platoon mate has just died, but he did put up a good fight. However, the AMX did not attack, which is good news indeed. Shifter in the Waffle would have been easy pickings for him. But now it's showtime again. But he has to make all of his shots count. 1 and 2. The AMX is down. And there's the IS-4 again. Oh, there is the FV215B, and he has his sign. He gets him with the second shot, and that's when dangerous tier 10 dispensed with. The IS-4 is still lurking. Is he going to go forward? He is trying to bait Shifter into shooting, but Shifter has to GTA though. Now, there is the IS-7, and God knows what a WT-4 is. Oh jeez. Great butt shot. And the WT-4 bounces. I don't believe it. That was amazing. How Shifter got out of there alive, I honestly don't know. Well actually, I do. If the WT-4 player hadn't so completely messed up, Shifter would be dead by now, or at least he would have been left on much less health. Things got so hectic there, I almost forgot. Shifter was briefly 1 against 5, so he is in contention of the Keller Bennett's medal. And also, let's take a look at Shifter's tally thus far. 7.9k damage and 9 kills. I think if the game were to end now, Shifter could be very happy indeed. But the fight is not over, and from the looks of it, Shifter will get the chance to reload the drum without any intervention. And that is the biggest mistake you can make when facing a WTE 100. If you don't pressure him while he is reloading, you are going to regret it. So while the battle in the chat continues, Shifter is making his way towards the cap. He still has time for reset, but he has to go there right away. Shifter is loaded again, so that's good. Surely the IS-7 is the one capping, but what is the IS-4? And where's the STA-2? That guy was last spotted at his own base, and that was quite some time ago. What? The IS-4 is behind him. I didn't see that coming. If he had joined his friend in the IS-7 in the cap, the game would be over by now. But it didn't. Shifter can only do one thing. Ignore the IS-4 and try to reach the cap in time. That is going to be very close. If the STA-2 joins the cap, it's going to be game over for Shifter. 20 seconds. Shifter seems to have lost the IS-4, thanks to the WT's mobility, which actually is quite good. There's the IS-7, but he is hiding. Oh my god, did you see that? What was that IS-7 doing? It looked like suicide by WTE 100. The IS-4 misses, and Shifter now goes on the attack. He still has over 1,200 hit points and 4 shells in the drum. Question is, will it be enough? There is the STA-2 and his cannon facing the wrong way. Shifter takes a hit from the IS-4, but he has 2 shells left. One more. This is it. What a fantastic result for Shifter 90. 1 against 5 at the end, and he came out on top after all. So let's take a brief look at the post-battle results. Just look at all of these medals. Shifter 90 managed to get the Pool's medal, crucial contribution, for the combined 13 kills with his platoon mate, and finally the Keller Bennett medal for winning 1 against 5. He also picked up a Defender, Top Gun and High Caliber medal. With nearly 9.3k damage and 12 kills, Shifter 90 carried the game for his team, and more than 1,600 base XP is simply a fantastic result in a tier 10. But I also want to mention that Shifter fired 2 magazines of premium shells towards the end of the battle. That's not something you would normally do in a WTE 100. However, the game was stacked against him, and he probably felt that this was the only chance he had to come out on top. The result certainly proved him right. Massive game, very well played indeed. So as you can see, the WT isn't OP at all. Except, well, maybe it is. This wasn't probably the best game to prove my point after all. But if you have paid attention to the fight, you should have seen that there was a lot of luck involved. Shifter played very aggressively. He did not retreat very far during his reloads, but despite the fact that this battle took place on the ultra-fast-paced Kharkiv City map, Shifter never got caught while reloading. You can play this map in a WT all day long, and you almost certainly never are going to be this lucky. Secondly, the enemy made the greatest mistake you can make against a WTE 100. They let him reload instead of pressuring him. If you let a WTE 100 dictate the pace of the battle, you are going to be in trouble. So this was a shorter video this time, but I was out of the country for 2 weeks, so I really didn't have time for more. And also this isn't the proper WTE 100 review I have been promising you. That will come at a later time, so don't worry. Mike James and Melvin send their regards. They are sorry they could not make it. Something about playing Armored Warfare or something. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Please consider rating the video down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time. Have a good one.